Follow Altavista Colonels basketball all season long on 105.5 KD Country and kdcountry.com.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Colonels on 105.5 KD Country. I am Kyle Haney, live from the Salem Civic Center. Altavista Colonels hoops on 105.5 KD Country. Not going to be on the air just yet, though, as the game before the Colonels has run long. I think the entire day was backed up just a little bit. Fork Union and Hargrave just wrapping up their game, and it is a close ball game. 77-76 right now between those two ball clubs. So overtime is certainly a very real possibility, but figured we'd go ahead and start the Subway pregame show anyway, because with Subway that you need a lot of time to talk about all the great things going on over there this February. Where to begin at Subway? Before we get to Subway, let's tell you what the Colonels did last time out. Last night they defeated the Chatham Cavaliers 71-44. You heard that one, this special Senior Night 2004 State Championship reunion celebration. That was a lot of fun last night. Bob Alvis and I were there, and we really had a good time getting to talk with a lot of the old players. Kenny Hunt, Jeremy Booth came up in the press box there at Altavista during the Subway halftime show. And again, it was a lot of fun here. Colonels are in town for the Roy Stanley Memorial Shootout today, taking on Roanoke Catholic Celtics. And as I said, game time for that one still kind of up in the air. 10.7 seconds left in the game before the Altavista Colonels. Then they'll get their 20 minutes of warm-up time. Then we'll tip off for Colonel Hoops. But like I said, we'll just turn it into an extended Subway pregame show. Subway, eat fresh, eat healthy, eat there all the time, as my colleague Bob Alvis says. And with all the great choices, why wouldn't you want to? February footlong of the month, meatball marinara. They got the new chicken enchilada melt that's got Fritos on it. Spicy tuna footlong is always a good one. And then you can't forget about the Flatizas, the flatbread pizzas that Subway has going on right now. Those are pretty hard to beat. Great flavor right there. It's just like a sub. You can throw anything you want on it. 2 for $5 all February long. So feed that appetite for a lot less at both Subway locations in Altavista, right there on Main Street, and then also in the Walmart on the Clarion Road. This is the Subway pregame show. Colonels and Celtics getting ready to tip it off here in, 20, 25 minutes. Let's hear from the head coach, Mike Carlero. And then we'll get some basketball here eventually, as this game did just go into overtime. Buzzer beater there by the Fork Union Military Academy. So the Subway pregame show is going to have to last a little bit longer. You probably heard the crowd get into it a little bit. As I was saying, let's hear from the head coach, Mike Carlero. He's got some thoughts about the game last night, that 0-4 team. And he'll tell you a little bit about the Colonels' opponent today, the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. Tip-off on 105.5 TBA, but shouldn't be too long. No, it's a 5-minute overtime period, so I'd say tip-off for this Colonel game maybe in another 25 or 30 minutes. Keep your radio tuned here. We're going to hear from the head coach, Mike Carlero, right after this timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
Man, it's cold in here. What's wrong with your heater?
Well, it used to work pretty good.
Back in the 90s, just call Select Air and get it fixed.
Oh, it'll probably cost a lot of money.
No, it won't, because Donnie will give you a fair price and get it done right the first time.
Maybe I'll call Select Air tomorrow.
No, you will call Select Air today, because it's freezing in here.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com.
The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch and Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels get a big victory over a former Dogwood District rival, Chatham Cavaliers, on Friday. Now they'll head to Salem and take on the Roanoke Catholic team that Mike Cartellero will talk about in a minute. But before we talk about that, let's review before we preview. Shot the ball great, I thought, from three, free throw line, and pretty much everywhere you needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. Early on, we hit some shots, had a nice rhythm against the zone. You know, we've been working about having a little bit more movement against the zone and not being stationary. Certainly when you hit shots, you start to feel good about yourself, and it helps at the defensive end. And we did shoot it early and got the lead, and that was important.
Juan's been down, but, you know, you put in Walker Allen, and Walker Allen phenomenal in the first half tonight. Four threes last night, I should say, 12 points total. Talk about what Walker's meant to this club in Juan's absence.
Walker has really stepped up his game, and when Juan was playing, Walker came off the bench, and it's kind of been a gradual thing, and his minutes increased. And of course, when Juan went down, you know, he was the natural one to step in and start. Not at point, it was a rotation of Michi and Richard sharing a point, but putting Walker on the wing, and he plays with a lot of confidence. He can shoot it. You know, we got to work on defense a little bit more. He rebounds the ball, and it's great to have a 6'3" guy out there knocking down shots.
Defensive effort, were you pleased? It's kind of hard to tell with Chatham a lot of times with what they do.
Yeah, for the most part, pleased. You know, sometimes it's too many fouls. The biggest problem is taking care of the ball, not turning it over. We got too many turnovers, and they're really not by the other team, Chatham or whomever. It's really ourselves. And it's valuing and possession of the ball. So that was our biggest negative for the night. But other than that, it was a real good night.
Wasn't really a close game that much at all, except, you know, when it was 0-0 and so forth. But the free throws went down, even from the bigs that have struggled sometimes, like Demetrius, Darius as well. How important is it, even in a blowout game, you still hit your free throws from the guys that aren't hitting normally?
Well, it is. I mean, we shoot them every day, and we know we're going to go to the foul line. You know, we got a post game, and we're going in there, and we drive at the rim a lot, especially when Juan's there. So free throws is a big part of our game, you know, and it's a thing you got to do every day. You know, it's like swinging a bat in baseball. You got to get your cuts in. And at the foul line, you got to get your shots in. And right now, they're shooting them pretty good, and hopefully that'll stay consistent.
You got on a 20-0 run, I think, or something like that after Jiggets hit the 2 last night to start the second quarter. How big was that run in terms of deciding the game?
Well, I mean, a run like that kind of takes the life out of the other team, and you stretch your lead out like we had. That tends to take away their energy, and that's good. That's what you want to have.
And a good night honoring the 03-04 team, too, which, you know, I mean, you're normally doing chalk talk at the beginning of the half, but you still had the guys out there observing, you know, and really respecting the tradition. Talk about what that moment meant to you to have everybody back together on the court.
That was really special, to have all those guys out there and share a few laughs before the game and certainly at halftime, and to honor those guys. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years. But it has, and we had a good time out there. And when we got in the huddle, I got them in huddle at half, and I said, "Get in here." I said, "One more time," and I said, "I bet this group will beat y'all by 20." And AB got really mad at me, so they all started laughing because they knew AB was the spokesman 10 years ago. He would always, he's never lost for words. So we had a little row right there at half, but that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Kind of like, you know, everybody talks about what last year's U.S. Olympic team or the last U.S. Olympic team had beaten Dream Team won. Maybe we can decide that a few years with these groups.
Maybe so. That 04 team was a pretty good group, and it would be interesting if we matched them up, if everybody could be in their heyday. But we had a lot of fun. That was special, went real well. Senior night, you know, in the 04 team, everything was really nice.
On a serious note, do you see any similarities with the 04 team to this group?
In some ways, yes. Kind of a little different game. We were more perimeter oriented then with a little bit of post, and we were a drive team. We're a pretty good post group now, Don't know if our perimeter's quite what they were then, but the big selling point, and we said it to them last night, the 04 team didn't pick up full court much. We were a solid half-court man team, and we knew if we could stop people, we were going to score at the other end. So that's what we're trying to sell to these guys right now.
We had Kenny and Jeremy on at half, and Kenny said he would have really liked the light show back then.
Yeah, I'm sure they got mad at me about that. So, we won up to the 04 team. Yeah, they would have really liked the light show.
Roanoke Catholic is the opponent on the schedule. Very seldom do you guys play private schools, but this is a good cause with the Roy Stanley Memorial. First off, how did it come about getting in this for you guys?
Well, we got an invite. They called us and invited us and felt like we had a good team from winning the state last year. And it's an honor to go play in, and it's tough to turn it around in less than 24 hours, but I think some of the other teams are doing it. Now, Roanoke Catholic's not. Roanoke Catholic's had 2 days off. But it is a great honor to go. And, Roy Stanley was, I remember watching Roy Stanley when I was a kid, watching Roanoke sports when I was growing up. So we're honored, and hopefully we're going to go out there and play a decent game. Roanoke Catholic's good. They're tall, they're rangy, and they love to shoot threes, and they'll spread the floor out on you. So, we're going to have to defend the three.
So Darius and Demetrius have challenges again as normal with the size?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a couple of 6'5", and one post a little bit. One of the others is probably their best three shooter. He's got a quick release, and he can shoot it from way out. So we're going to have to be up for that.
Before shout-outs, are you comfortable with the Johnsons if they have to play defense on the perimeter?
Demetrius is a better defender on the perimeter than Darius. Darius is more locked in the post. But last year in the playoff run, Demetrius kind of became our lockdown man out on the perimeter. There was a number of games against Page County, against West Point, where he stepped up, and he was the one that took their best offensive player.
I always believe you got to step up when shout-outs come.
All right, let me see if I can do that. Okay, big shout-out to my dad who's listening in Buena Vista. He's been sick all week. Hopefully feeling a little bit better today. And my in-laws in Florida, Minnie and Billy, are listening in. Sarah and Swanson, they attended the game last night, and I'm so glad that they came. They're very faithful fans, our neighbors, and I'm sure they're listening this afternoon. And Micah and his family in Manassas are listening in. And Glenn and Linda Miller are our longest supporters of Altavista basketball camp. Miller's Jewelry, they are always listening in as well. And any Colonel folks are out there. We had a great crowd last night, and probably tuning in this afternoon to see how we're doing. And
you talk about people being under their weather. People normally always feel better with the Colonel's wins, so go get them today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bob.
Mike Cardellaro on the Subway pregame show. More after this time out on 105.5 KD Country.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans of $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker moon pie for $1 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
High school athletics builds character, teaches teamwork, and provides a solid foundation for life. PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this sports broadcast for your enjoyment. PCM Industrial Services encourages everyone to come on out and watch the game. It's a great time for the whole family. Cheer on the Colonels. PCM Industrial Services, the industrial maintenance and construction specialists, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality craftsmen since 1986. Good luck, Colonels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
52 years of outstanding award-winning high school sports coverage on 105.5 KD Country. Salem Civic Center is the site here for the Colonels basketball game today, and wouldn't you know it, the game before them is still going on. We're in overtime. It's the Hargrave Tigers taking on the Fork Union Devils, and they got a late start. Game took a little while, then it went into overtime, so that's why Colonels were scheduled to start at 3, and it's already almost 4 o'clock, and Altavista has not seen the floor just yet. But again, we will bring it to you. There's about 20 seconds left in this first overtime. Fork Union down by 3. They were down by 3 at the end of regulation and hit a buzzer beater to send it into this overtime. So we'll see what happens here. Then we're going to finally get to talk about some Colonel stuff. You heard there from the head coach, Mike Carlero, talking about last night's 71-44 win over the Chatham Cavaliers. He talked about the 04 reunion there, which was very fun, the 10-year anniversary, honoring that state championship team. First boys state championship in Altavista High School history. Of course, the Colonels went on to win another state championship last year in basketball. They've mixed in a couple in football in between there, and mixed in the cross-country state championship as well there. So certainly very successful athletic program at Altavista High School. It's now 90-88 between Hargrave and Fork Union. Hargrave leading. I'm just trying to kind of update you out loud as I do it in my head here. Is again, the Colonels will, after this one finally finishes up, Altavista and their opponent today, the Roanoke Catholic Celtics, they're going to have their 20-minute warm-up time, and then we'll be ready for the tip-off. But we'll play it by ear here because it is a 2-point game. Certainly a double overtime is a possibility. But while we have a second, why not tell you some things that are going on both with the Colonels and at KD Country. It's a big week next week for Altavista. Another home game on Monday against the William Campbell Generals. Regular start time there, JVs will tip off around 5:30. Varsity to follow. Subway pregame show on around 6:45 or 7 o'clock. Wednesday, Altavista traveling down the road, and they'll take on the Appomattox Raiders. And then Friday, Altavista will return the favor, so to speak, and head to William Campbell, head to Naroona, take on the Generals there, their home turf. So it's William Campbell Monday and Friday. Monday at home, Friday at Naroona. Appomattox there in the middle. They're the meat and the sandwich for the Colonels this week. And two very good opponents, 3 games, but 2 very good opponents there in Altavista. Will have their hands full. Haven't seen William Campbell yet, but the Generals are playing good basketball, and William Campbell is Division I or Single A, 1A now in the new format. So their team, Altavista, could have to face potentially in the conference tournament, and potentially even after that, in the regional tournament possibly. So it'll be an interesting game from that perspective, and we've seen Appomattox once all year. Colonels were down heading into the fourth quarter of that first game against Appomattox at Altavista. Altavista managed to pull away there in the fourth quarter, ended up making it an 18-19 point lead, as I recall, 18-19 point victory, as I recall. But that's not to say that the Raiders don't have a very good basketball team. And they'll be tough to beat on Wednesday. Roanoke Catholic is the opponent today for Altavista. They're going to be tough to beat as well. We'll get into talking about them a little bit more here because we are going to have the extended Subway pregame show. As I said, Subway Eat Fresh, 2 fantastic locations in Altavista on Main Street, and then also in the Walmart on the Clarion Road. Let's step aside and you can hear more about our fantastic sponsors. Colonels, Celtics, they're going to tip off right around the corner. When they do, you're going to hear it all on 105.5 KD Country.
Good food, low prices, and great service keep customers coming back for more day after day at El Cazador Mexican Restaurant in Altavista. El Cazador is now open all afternoons, so you can buy anytime, any day, 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place to unwind and relax with friends. Open 7 days a week, Main Street, Altavista. El Cazador thanks you for your business and making them the #1 Mexican restaurant in town.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need. English is so much more. English is more than than a hardware store. English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonel basketball on the radio again, 105.5 FM, or perhaps kdcountry.com on your internet browser, smartphone. Colonels are set to take the court now. And when I say set to take the court, I am, of course, talking about the warm-ups, because the game before them has finally ended. Now Altavista, like I said, going to take on Roanoke Catholic here at the Roy Stanley Memorial Shootout. Of course, Roy Stanley, a very, very famous broadcaster around the Roanoke-Lynchburg area, passed away, and they created the tournament in his honor. They give a lot of scholarship money away. It's a great event. You can see some great basketball, too, and you heard Mike Cardallero mention there in the interview that the Colonels did have to be invited, so it is a nice honor for the defending state champion Altavista Colonels. And we're certainly excited to be here at the Salem Civic Center, site of last year's state championship quarterfinal win by the Altavista Colonels, and that was a nice game that Altavista played here in their run to the state championship last year. We were in Salem earlier in December for the Altavista Colonel football state championship at Salem Stadium there. Just same parking lot here, same facility that Salem Civic Center is at. And without a doubt, very, very exciting times. And it seems like the Colonels do typically play well up here in Salem. Tell you a little bit about their opponent today now while we have a chance. Roanoke Catholic Celtics, 7-12 overall. They are a private school. They have played some people that you might be familiar with. They actually took on our neighbors just to the south there, Faith Christian Academy, earlier in the year. They beat Faith 62-61. That was at Faith Christian. So they have taken on some teams that you Colonel fans might know. But it's not a typical opponent for the Altavista Colonels. To my knowledge, I don't know that Altavista has ever played them. If they have, it's certainly been back in the day a little bit. They haven't really played them in the last 10, 15 years or so. But they sport a pretty tall lineup as far as people Altavista sees. Ethan Tate leads them at 15.1 points per game. He's a 6'5 sophomore, and you heard Coach Cardallero mention he can really step outside and shoot it as well. And a couple other guys that go 6'3", a 6'4 sophomore, and they really are young. Tate is a sophomore, as I mentioned. They'll throw a couple freshmen out there in the starting lineup, a bunch of other 6'2 guys. So they're going to present some problems for the Altavista Colonels in the size category. And you've heard Coach Cardallero mention in his interviews that so many people do go out of their way to stop the brothers Johnson, the twins Darius and Demetrius, inside. And certainly with the size that Roanoke Catholic has, they may be able to do that. It may come down to the perimeter game. I do notice that Juan Thornhill is in uniform right now for the Altavista Colonels. We weren't sure when he would be back, but he's out there warming up. Does not mean that he will see action tonight, though, folks. You do have to remember that. He may just be out there testing the ankle. And he did this against Nelson County early in the year. He came out there, warm up, shot around, saw how it felt, and decided that it just wasn't worth the risk. Want to wait till he comes back 100%. So we'll see if we're going to see the Deuce, Juan Thornhill, tonight or not. I'm sure diehard Colonel fans would love to see him back in the lineup, but you do also have to be a realist and realize it's just one game. It's not the playoffs. You don't have to have Juan Thornhill, and certainly you got to admit the Colonels have looked pretty doggone good without number 2 in the lineup lately. Some other guys really stepping in nicely. You've heard Coach C mention those people as well. Let's step aside and then mention some other people for us, namely our sponsors. Give them a chance to chat with you a little bit. Tip-off here from the Salem Civic Center, about 15 minutes away. Don't worry, Colonel fans. You're going to hear some basketball on the radio here eventually. Just stay tuned. And when you do hear it, you're going to hear it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
This basketball game is brought to you by the KD Country Sports Club.
Aubrey Rosser Law Firm in Altavista, first choice for any and all legal advice.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, where there's always a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced right. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, 1112 Main Street.
Sharky's Pest Control in Hurt. Let Tony take a bite out of your pest control needs. Doing business the old-fashioned way to keep you coming back.
Main Street Trading Company Consignment, now open Wednesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays, 9 to 4.
El Cerrito and Altavista, throw on a sombrero and shake your maracas. It's El Cerrito time.
Man, it's cold in here. What's wrong with your heater?
Well, it used to work pretty good.
Back in the 90s, just call Select Air and get it fixed.
Oh, it'll probably cost a lot of money.
No, it won't, because Donnie will give you a fair price and get it done right the first time.
Maybe I'll call Select Air tomorrow.
No, you will call Select Air today, because it's freezing in here.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Salem Civic Center is the site. The Altavista Colonels taking on the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. And we are truly, folks, I know I may have exaggerated or used some ambiguous terms earlier, but we really are about 14 minutes away from tip-off now for the basketball game on 105.5. I am Kyle Haney with my lovely and talented statistician slash assistant producer slash stage manager here at Salem Civic Center. The Big O, Oscar Briggs, outkicked his coverage. He's unavailable. He may be down in Surfside, South Carolina, I should say, tuning in, because KDCountry.com, doesn't matter whether you're in Kalamazoo or Timbuktu, you can hear the Colonels. Colonel fans everywhere know about KDCountry.com and the online broadcast. Dave Haney away on assignment today. Bob Alvis playing with house money, so he's unavailable, but I do think it is going to be Bob and Oscar on the radio Monday. They decided to give me a night off, which is very gracious, or maybe they've just decided to step in and take charge. I don't know, but that's the great thing about KD Country. We got a solid bench play, much like the Colonels have the solid bench play as well. You know, we mentioned guys stepping in Juan Thornhill's absence. Walker Allen has obviously done a great job hitting the 4 3-pointers last night. Not just that, but that's the first thing that pops out into your mind. And some other guys, Nelson Dews, Navy Jones, they have really filled in nicely. Josh McClure, just a freshman, playing some really quality minutes as well. And then the Colonels bench really all year, top to bottom, has been very good. Guys like Dylan Allen and Chandler Pribble have jumped in there when need be. Destin Brown, obviously one of the more athletic people you're ever going to find, has played some valuable minutes this year as well. So it's a well-rounded Colonel squad. It's not just, Thornhill and the Johnsons and Malback and those guys. It's really is a team effort, and Coach Cardellaro obviously going to be one of the first guys to admit that. And we'll see how deep he does go into that bench. Roanoke Catholic's got a lot of guys on the roster. We'll see how they utilize their bench, whether it's more of just a 5, 6, 7-man rotation, or if they elect to go a little bit deeper. You're going to hear it all on these airwaves here, and we will step aside for another timeout. This is the Subway pregame show. Subway, eat fresh. You can always do that there. You get the egg white and cheese like I did today. If you want to be healthy, you can step it up a notch and get the pizzas, whether it's the flatbread or the regular pizza. That's still available, too. We've been talking about the Flatizas, but regular pizza still on the menu there at Subway's in Altavista. Don't let that fool you. Got the old sweet tooth like I do. You jump on the raspberry cheesecake cookies. So many great options there at Subway. Throw an unsweet tea in there, and you're all set for a great day. And that's the great thing about Subway. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, doesn't matter. They'll do it all, and they'll do it all well. Colonels are going to do it well here today on the hardwood against Roanoke Catholic. Tip-off about 10 minutes away. You'll hear it all on 105.5 KD Country.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products, from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
52 years of outstanding high school sports coverage on KD Country. It is the Altavista Colonels taking on the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. We're live at the Salem Civic Center. It's part of the Roy Stanley Memorial Shootout. It's the second one of these events, I guess you'd call them, that the Colonels have participated in. It's not a tournament. It's 6 different games, and similar to the Rock the Ribbon Roundball Classic that Altavista participated in earlier this season, where they took on Stewart's Draft, and these little Saturday one-day things are fun. I mean, if you're a basketball fan, really hard to beat the value. You know, $10 ticket gets you some really, really quality basketball. I mentioned Hargrave and Fork Union ran a little long, and they just wrapped up, but that was the post-grad teams for both of those two ball clubs. So you get to see some really outstanding players there, some Division I talent for sure, and they actually played it under the college rules with 2 20-minute halves. We're back to the regular high school rules today, 4 quarters for the Altavista Colonels, but definitely fun to watch the excitement and everything going on here. The 50-50 raffle going around, and the Colonels are going around through their pregame warm-ups right now, and while we do have some extra time on the Subway pregame show, let me just spend a little time and talk about our 2013-2014 basketball sponsors just a little bit, because you know, we do try and recognize them a whole bunch, but, you know, sometimes they deserve a little extra recognition. The thing I love about most of our sponsors, if not all of them, is a lot of these people are Colonel fans, basketball fans, sports fans. You know, you think about guys like Greg Walker at Feller Chevrolet. His sons were all very good athletes. Josh Walker just graduated last year, part of that state championship team. So, you know, he's a big-time Colonel fan. Obviously, Robert Duff at Subway, he and I were texting earlier on today. Robert was trying to figure out when the Colonels were going to come on. So like any good Colonel fan, he was ready and waiting by his radio there, or his computer, waiting on the Colonels. You know, Donnie and Brett at Englishes, they obviously helped us big time down there at Dan River this year in football season, basically building the Englishes / Triple E Reynolds KD Country press box down there at Dan River. That was a fun night in Ringgold there. Rob Finch, who was in the building last night for the 04 reunion, Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. Of course, Trey was a player on that 2004 team, very good baseball player back in the day as well. I know Donnie from Select Air is a big Colonel fan. He listens all the time, at least the games he doesn't go to. So Donnie may be listening right now. And Sean Stone, Todd Hall, all those guys at First National, big Colonel fans. I know I'm leaving some people out, but I just wanted to take an extra time and thank them for what they do. And like I said, they're in it for the right reasons, folks. They're big Altavista fans, and not just Altavista, but sports fans in general. Yeah, you can't forget about Steven over there at El Cazor. He's a Colonel fan, Colonel crazy even, because him and Carlos, they get wild up in there in El Cazor every now and then. That's why it's the happiest place in town, and that's why you got your radio or your computer turned to the right place here. As the Colonels get ready to tip off against the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. We'll step aside again for another 90-second timeout. Back with basketball. Before you know it, you'll hear it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical, licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans of $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker Moon Pie for $1 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
High school athletics builds character, teaches teamwork, and provides a solid foundation for life. PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this sports broadcast for your enjoyment. PCM Industrial Services encourages everyone to come on out and watch the game. It's a great time for the whole family. Cheer on the Colonels. PCM Industrial Services, the industrial maintenance and construction specialists, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality craftsmen since 1986. Good luck, Colonels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show back again. Maybe the longest Subway pregame show in the history of these airwaves. Although, I don't know, in between the Altavista Lady Colonels State Championship game last year and the Guys State Championship game, we did do sort of an extended post-game / pregame show there. So Subway, obviously, plenty of great things to talk about. They deserve all the airtime that they can get. We're just a little backed up here at the Roy Stanley Memorial Shootout. A couple games ran long. Then the Hargrave Fork Union game went into overtime. And if you remember, tip-off was originally scheduled for 3 p.m. on this one. And I know what you're saying. You're looking at your watch or your phone. It's 4:15 already. Haven't seen any basketball yet as far as the Colonels are concerned. But it's coming soon, I promise. And Colonels are out there warming up right now. And while we're talking about the warm-ups and those sorts of things, got to remember on this one, Colonel fans, Altavista is an arena. It's not a gymnasium. It's an arena. So the background is a little bit different. Shooting sometimes can be a problem. And you heard Coach Cardellaro mention last night against Chatham in the 71-44 victory. Colonels shot the ball really well. Bob Alvis said they shot it well from three-point, from the field, and from the free throw line, really everywhere they needed to. Tonight, sometimes with these big arenas, and don't get me wrong, the Salem Civic Center is not the biggest arena I've ever been, but it's much bigger than any gym that the Colonels have played in this year. Sometimes it does become tougher to shoot because the background is so far away. There is a back wall here at Salem, but it's a solid 50 or 60 feet behind the backboard, so you don't really have that same depth perception that you do at a normal gym. Sometimes shooting can be a little bit tough. We always see that when we go up to VCU for the state championship games. You know, there are teams that come in that's great jump shooters, and it becomes a little bit tougher to shoot in those arenas. And we'll see if that's the case tonight for the Colonels or not. And I know that's one of the reasons why Coach Cardellaro was very happy about being in this event, because it did give the Colonels a chance to play on a bigger floor, some experience playing in an arena. And it definitely maybe gives them a leg up on some competition that hasn't played any games in an arena like this. And we'll see. Sometimes, I say that, sometimes broadcasters make a little bit too much of that, and sometimes people have no problem shooting at all. I mean, the goal is still 10 feet high. The free throw line's 15 feet away. And all the dimensions are the same out on the court. They do have the college three-point line here at Salem. Sometimes that fools players just a little bit. They think they got to have their toes behind that. They do not. Still the same high school three-point line. And now both teams are done with their warm-ups. So before we get to the starting lineups, let's tell you about our starting lineup, our fantastic sponsors. Select Air, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never an overtime charge. Call Donnie today. PCM Industrial Services. They've been providing maintenance, repair, and other plant services to industrial and utility clients since their founding in 1986. Apple Markets, serving you from 3 Altavista area locations: Gateway, Riverside, and Main Street. Remember what they say, an apple a day. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving family since 1905. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter. Give them a call today. English is your complete home center. Headquarters for Davis Paints. Fellers Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. Search their entire inventory online at fellersdirect.com. And remember, if you ever listen to this one or any other game on YouTube after the fact, you can thank Fellers for that. English Construction Company wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. The First National Bank focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. And, of course, who could forget about El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, the happiest place in town. If you listen online at kdcountry.com, no matter where you're at in this fine country of ours, or perhaps beyond somewhere out there in internet land, you can thank Walmart in Altavista on the Clarion Road for that. Save money, live better. Walmart. And starters being announced now for both teams. Roanoke Catholic is the home team tonight. They'll be in their home white. Green trim there with green lettering. Everybody on their team's going with the green shoes and the white socks. And the Colonels are in their road black jerseys with the orange trim. Black shoes, black socks. And Roanoke Catholic will start today. Number 0, Josh Carpenter. So I'm sorry, Oscar Briggs. I'm going to have to call somebody Agent 0 tonight other than just you. Also starting for the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. Number 10, Patrick Skelton. Number 11, Alex Bentley. Number 23, Ethan Tate. Number 24, Ross Clark. They are coached by Leon Caldwell. As I mentioned, private school team playing in the Division III ranks of Virginia private schools. 7-12 coming into the ball game. Coach Carlero mentioned they've got some size, they've got some shooters, and always a very good program there at Roanoke Catholic. So they're going to be tough to stop tonight. Colonel's starting lineup is pretty similar to what they've been going with, although they modified it last night for senior night. Today, they're going to go with the brothers Johnson, number 5, and number 10. Darius is number 10. Demetrius is number 5. Number 1, Michi Malbeck. Number 20, Walker Allen. And the senior, number 12, Richard Hubbard. Finally set for the tip-off here at the Roy Stanley Memorial Shootout tip-off. Won by Darius Johnson. Richard Hubbard had to track it down. It nearly went out of bounds there. Johnson was jumping against number 10, Patrick Skelton. Hubbard will bring it up left hand into the front court after running down the loose ball. Bounce pass over to Michi Malbeck, right side of the court. Middle of the court, they go to Darius Johnson. Johnson about 10 feet behind the three-point line. Lob pass into his brother Demetrius. Michi will step up, free throw line jumper. In and out, won't go. Rebound comes down to number 0, Josh Carpenter, Roanoke Catholic. Still 0-0 our score in the Apple Market first quarter. 7:35 to play. Altavista Colonels taking on the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. It's all part of the Roy Stanley Memorial Shootout. Basketball tipped away by Richard Hubbard, but they'll say last off of Roanoke Catholic, so it'll go to the Colonels. 7:28 to play. Still 0-0 score. Second time the Colonels have touched the basketball. Michi Malbeck will trot it into the front court. He'll direct a little traffic, sends Walker Allen through. Looks like a man-to-man defense for Roanoke Catholic. Demetrius Johnson pops out to the perimeter, takes the chest pass now over to Richard Hubbard. Back to Demetrius. Johnson looking inside. They throw it in the corner to Walker Allen. Allen back out left wing to Richard Hubbard. Hubbard will bring it middle of the court now. One-handed pass over to Demetrius. 7 minutes to play. 0-0 score. Colonels with just the one shot attempt. Didn't go in. Bounce pass to Darius Johnson. Johnson in the perimeter. It's a 5-out motion offense for Altavista. Michi Malbeck. Lob pass to the low block to Darius. He's cut off. Triple team's going to kick it out to his brother Demetrius. Jumper, no good. Air ball, and it will bounce out of bounds harmlessly as the Roanoke Catholic Celtics will take possession. Still a 0-0 score. Full court man-to-man defense coming on the way from Altavista. Tate to inbound. He does get it into number 24, Ross Clark. Clark going to break it up with his right hand, guarded by Hubbard. He's not broken the timeline yet. Now he just does get it into the front court. He'll back it off, a little crossover dribble. He sends a man through. Still with the right hand. 3 ball on the way from Roanoke Catholic. It's good. Number 11, Alex Bentley, will start the scoring proceedings for both teams. It's a 3-0 early lead for Roanoke Catholic. 3 ball from that right corner. Colonels are going right to left from our perspective on your radio dial. And we are courtside here at the Salem Civic Center. Press row, Demetrius Johnson, spin move on the right-hand block, puts it up off the window, won't go in. But the whistle sounds, meaning there was a foul in the act of shooting. Demetrius Johnson will get 2 shots for his trouble. We'll get a chance to tell you about the Apple Market, serving you from 3 Altavista area locations. Gateway, Main Street, and Riverside. There's always one close by. First free throw up by Demetrius Johnson. No good. Back iron. So still no score for the Altavista Colonels. Demetrius was pretty good from the free throw line. And at the scorer's table, I do see the aforementioned Juan Thornhill. So he is back in action. Colonel fans won't be back in action just yet. Demetrius couldn't convert either free throw, so Juan going to have to sit at the scorer's table and wait for the next dead ball. Roanoke Catholic gets it in the front court. Carpenter, Agent Zero, driving. Now he'll kick out. Looks like Tate for three from the left wing, and it's good. Ethan Tate sinks a triple. Makes it a 6-0 early lead for the Celtics. Malbeck bringing it in the front court. Crossover now, chest pass to Walker Allen, left wing. He'll get it back to Michi Malbeck. Offensive foul here. They're going to whistle Darius Johnson. A little too much body contact down low. It'll be Darius's first team foul. First foul on the Altavista Colonels. Juan Thornhill does check in at the 5:45 mark in the first quarter. He replaces Walker Allen. So on the court right now, Thornhill, Hubbard, Darius Johnson, Malbeck, and Demetrius Johnson. It's really the old starting lineup that the Colonels used to go with. It's a 6-0 Roanoke Catholic lead. 5:37 to play here in the first quarter. Ross driving. That was Ross Clark driving. Airball to layup attempt. Rebound comes down to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill's in the stat book already. Bounce pass over to Hubbard. Hubbard will try a three. In and out. No good. Rebounded by Demetrius Johnson. Johnson puts it up. Gets it to go. Tough angle. And he's fouled. Great play right there on the offensive glass for Demetrius Johnson. And Johnson will be on the line. One free throw as he converted the shot while he was in the act of shooting and being fouled. 6-2 is the Roanoke Catholic lead. Demetrius can cut into that a little bit from the free throw line here. This one up and in for Demetrius, so he's 1 of 3 from the line so far. It makes it a 6-3 lead. Colonels have cut it in half. Skelton gets the basketball inbound. Now they hand it off to Carpenter for Roanoke Catholic. Carpenter will trot it up into the front court. He's guarded by Juan Thornhill. Juan's got his heels on that three-point line. He'll give a little ground. Not much, though, as Carpenter swings it over to Bentley. Bentley will bring it middle of the floor. Circles that defense. Now he gets left side of the paint. Puts up a jump shot. Gets it to rattle in there. Hit the front side of the rim, then bounced off the backboard and went down. Alex Bentley's got 5 points in the early going so far. Thornhill driving, fell down, lost the basketball, got it back. Got rid of it on his butt there as he passed it over to a teammate. Smart play right there by Juan. Now Juan's got it in the corner. Thought about trying the 3-ball from over there in the right-hand corner, but instead he'll pass it over to Michi Malbeck. Malbeck over to Hubbard. Hubbard, nice entry pass down low to Demetrius Johnson. Back to Richard Hubbard. Hubbard, right-hand dribble, working it to the right wing. One hands it over to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill surveying the defense. Now he's going to drive. Going to the basket, off the backboard, and in. Nice job by Juan Thornhill. Looks like the ankle not causing Juan any discomfort early here. 8-5, still the Roanoke Catholic lead. But if you're a Colonel fan, you got to be encouraged by the signs Juan Thornhill is showing. He's been out for at least 5 games. It may be closer to 6 or 7. I'll check my records here when we get a timeout and take a look. Backdoor cut by Roanoke Catholic. Won't go in. That was Clark. Couldn't finish the layup. Good job by Richard Hubbard on the rebound. Backcourt violation. Richard stopped right there about a foot inside the front court. Juan was still in the backcourt. Richard passed it to him. Juan had not established his feet in the front court just yet. Coach Carnelero not particularly fond of the call. Coach Ward didn't like it either. And speaking of Coach Ward, let's send a shout-out to his lovely family, wife Gwen, and the kids, Nolan and Jude. Backdoor cut again there by Ross Clark. Clark gets it in. Good job on the layup there by Clark. He missed the one before that. Points for Roanoke Catholic. It's 10-5 early Celtic lead. Thornhill getting the play from the sideline. Throws it to the right side of the court, cross court to Michi Malbeck. Michi will hand it off to Richard Hubbard. Hubbard 2 feet in front of half court, standing in the jump court circle. Set play coming here. See if they want to set up a three-pointer, maybe find one of the Johnsons down low. Juan driving, he'll dish it out to Richard Hubbard. Hubbard thought about a 3-ball. Short pass over to Michi Malbeck. Malbeck right-hand dribble, now a crossover dribble. Looking inside the defense, working on Bentley, who's guarding him. Over to Juan Thornhill, right wing. Juan head fake, he'll pull up from 17 feet. No good on the jump shot. Long rebound comes down to Roanoke Catholic. Carpenter driving. Not much room there. He stopped. He's double-teamed by Hubbard and Thornhill. He does get rid of it to Bentley. Bentley dishes over to Skelton. And back to Bentley very quickly for points. Mike Carlero doesn't like it. He wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout with him. It's a 12-5 Roanoke Catholic lead over the Altavista Colonels. 30-second timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant. So we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today. El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
2:57 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. It's a 12-5 Roanoke Catholic lead over the Altavista Colonels. Davis Jones has checked into the ball game for his first action for Altavista. He joins Juan Thornhill, Michi Malback, Darius Johnson, and Demetrius Johnson. Juan did not start the game. He checked in relatively early. I think I said it was something like the 5:45 mark of the first quarter, something like that. Navy Jones has it left wing, harassed defensively. Tries to get it into the paint, but stopped. He'll dribble it back out to the perimeter. Over to Michi Malback. Michi 30 feet away from the basket on the right wing. Tries the jump shot from the foul line, and he'll get it to go in. Nice job from Michi Malback there. Actually head faked it from three-point, stepped in a couple dribbles, and pulled up right there from the free throw line. A place where Michi is very fond of shooting from. 12-7, Roanoke Catholic lead. Carpenter driving, can't get the layup to go in. Rebound is loose, comes down to Roanoke Catholic. Put back up on the reverse layup by Lucas Myers there, number 21, who has checked into the game. One of their first subs of the ball game. And good job there on the reverse layup, back facing the hoop. Threw it in there very nicely off the window. 14-7, Roanoke Catholic leads. 2 minutes to play in the Apple Market first quarter. Looks like man-to-man defense from Roanoke Catholic. Darius Johnson has popped out to the perimeter. He hands it off to Juan Thornhill. Now Juan over towards the right sideline to Malback. Back over to Darius Johnson, left wing. Darius looking inside. Now I think it may actually be a 2-3 zone, or maybe even sort of a matchup zone for Roanoke Catholic. Juan's going to back it out. No 5-second count. Nobody even close to Juan. Gets it to Darius. Toes on the three-point line. Juan will pull up. 16-foot jump shot from dead on. Rattles around and goes in, but they're going to say a Colonel touched it when it was on the rim, so wipe that basket off. No points there for Altavista. I think it was actually going to drop in. Juan had a good shooter's touch on that ball. Nice high-arcing 16-foot jump shot. But somebody from Altavista just got a fingertip on it and helped it into the basket. But like I said, I think it might have been going in anyway. But that's a no-no. You can't touch it when it's on the rim there. Roanoke Catholic possession. They lead 14-7, 1:19 to play in the first quarter. Tony Vassar in the basketball game now. He gets it over to Michael McInnes. A lot of subs in the ball game now for Roanoke Catholic. They are utilizing that bench. Throw it away. Good defense there from Demetrius Johnson. Really got inside the passing lane. And McInnes could not find his intended target there, as Demetrius providing some really good defense. Darius Johnson will check out and have a seat on the court right now for the Colonels. Richard Hubbard, who just entered. Navy Jones. Juan Thornhill, who will be doing the inbounding. Walker Allen and Demetrius Johnson. 1:05 to play here on 105.5. 14-7. Roanoke Catholic has the lead. Thornhill, little head fake. Shake and bake move. Now he'll get it over to Hubbard. Hubbard driving. Throws it over to the top to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson couldn't find the handle on that one, and it ends up being a turnover. Catholic basketball. Here comes the Celtics into the front court. Josh Carpenter with a shake and bake move. Chest pass over to McInnes. McInnes cut off. Good backdoor cut again. And it's number 24 who can't get it to go. Rebound comes down to Richard Hubbard. That was Ross Clark. Couldn't convert the layup. Davy Jones will bring it up for Altavista. 35 seconds to play in the quarter. Thornhill calling for the basketball, and he receives it. He's going to get it to the middle of the court. Toes standing on the half-court line. Not on the half-court line, the half-court circle. Now he gets it to the three-point line. Catholic sagging in that zone there. Sort of a matchup zone. Did not bringing it much out past the three-point line, though. Juan will pull up. Toes on the three-point line and count it. Juan Thornhill. Sweet-looking jump shot there with 10 seconds to go. Roanoke Catholic has some time. We're down to 5 seconds in the quarter. Carpenter, spin move. He'll pull up with a jump shot from 15 feet. No good. Buzzer sounds to end the first quarter. Thornhill tried a desperation shot. It wouldn't have counted, though, and we've played one here from the Salem Civic Center. Colonels trail 14-9. Second quarter on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels trail, but it's early. They're down 14-9 to the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. We're here in the Salem Civic Center. Thank you for joining us on 105.5 KD Country. Early first quarter action was good for the Roanoke Catholic Celtics. Alex Bentley leading everybody with 7 points. Hit an early three to start things for them. Thornhill leading the Colonels with 4 points. And, of course, if you just joined us, I'm sure you're happy to hear that if you're a Colonel fan. Juan Thornhill back in action. He's been sidelined with the ankle injury for a little while now. He is back. He did not start, but he checked in the early stages of that first quarter. And, again, all indications are that the ankle is 100% healthy. Looks good. I see that he does have an ankle brace on that left ankle there. But moving around like he used to, he's really showed great explosiveness. And the jumpers look pretty good, too, for Mr. Thornhill. Catholic basketball, they tried a lob pass down low, knocked out of bounds off of Walker Allen, I believe. So it'll stay with Roanoke Catholic. Celtics going to send in some substitutes. Starters checking back in the game for them. Number 10, Patrick Skelton, and number 11, Alex Bentley. On the court right now for the Colonels, it's Thornhill, Johnson, Malback, Allen. Malback is not out there. Navy Jones is out there. And both Walker Allen is out there as well. Layup attempt, no good. Rebound comes down to Demetrius Johnson. Gets it ahead to Juan Thornhill quickly. Juan thought about running the fast break himself. Hesitation move. Now he is going to the basket. Off the window and in. Nice little kiss off the backboard there by Juan Thornhill. And that's the old Juan Thornhill hesitation. You know, he looks like he's coming down full speed. He'll stop for a moment, drop into the third gear. He'll put it back in the fifth gear very quickly and get going to the rim. Did that just there. Nice play. He's guarding the basketball right now. Carpenter picks up his dribble, lobs it into the corner to Tony Vassar. Vassar backing his man down. Turns. He's out of room. He's got to get rid of it. And he can't. It's a kickball. Demetrius Johnson got the steal, but he used his foot to do it. And Ethan Tate checking in the basketball game now again for Roanoke Catholic. He is their leading scorer, 15.1 points a game. Going to inbound on the baseline here for the home team in this neutral site game. He gets it into Carpenter. Now back to Tate in the corner. Back to Carpenter out in the middle. Carpenter, right wing now, guarded by Juan Thornhill. Juan heels right there on the free throw line. Carpenter gives it over to a teammate. Now it's in Alex Bentley's hands. Bentley circling the defense. Chest pass back to number 0, Carpenter. Carpenter over to Lucas Myers. Myers going to put up a runner from the baseline. Gets it to rattle in there. Good-looking shot by Lucas Myers. Gets it to go. Myers just a freshman, and we mentioned Roanoke Catholic is very young. Colonels are pretty young, too. Here comes the junior Juan Thornhill. Stops on the left block, puts it up. Shot was altered and wouldn't go down. It's a 16-11 Roanoke Catholic lead. They've got the ball back with 6:32 to play in the half. Carpenter using a screen to get free. Now he'll just hand it off to Bentley. Bentley driving, throws up a wild one. This one off the rim, wouldn't go in. It actually hit Carpenter, was laying on the ground and stayed in bounds. Roanoke Catholic still with the basketball. Carpenter, spin move, going to pass it over in the corner to Bentley. Bentley could not handle it. A little too hot there on the pass. And a wild exchange there. Good defensive stop by the Altavista Colonels. Nelson Dews checking in the ball game for the Altavista Colonels. His first action of the game, he will spell Richard Hubbard, and Nelson will join Walker Allen, Juan Thornhill, Michi Ballback, and Darius Johnson. 6:13 to play in the Salem Civic Center. Apple Market second quarter. Colonels trail by 5, 16-11. Thornhill gets it in. Chest pass over to the right sideline to Darius Johnson. Darius picks up his dribble, gets it middle of the floor to Michi Ballback. Ballback, ball over his head. Now he's driving. Dishes off to Darius. Foul in the lane there as Michi Ballback got bumped. This foul's going to be on the floor. Just the fourth foul overall in the game. Colonels have one team foul. Roanoke Catholic has 3. And the foul goes on number 10, Patrick Skelton, his first. Altavista to inbound. Juan doing the honors on the baseline. Hands it off to Michi Ballback. Ballback, 15-foot jump shot won't go in, but Thornhill got the rebound. Throws it over his head to Michi Ballback again. Ballback bounce pass to Nelson Dews, middle of the court. Now they go left wing to Walker Allen. Allen gets it back to Michi. Michi slows down, left-hand dribble, gets it inside the three-point line, now backs it out. Tried to get it to Thornhill, who is actually posting up down low. It's Darius Johnson on that low block working now. Thornhill on the baseline. Thornhill took too many steps. He faked the jump shot. One little extra step there. He can't believe it. Mike Carlero can't believe it on the sideline. Coach C in the trademark black turtleneck, khaki pants, consulting with the official over there on his sideline, trying to understand the call. 5:25 to play in the Apple Market second quarter. It's a 16-11 Roanoke Catholic lead. 3 ball on the way from the Celtics. Goes down. It's number 21. Lucas Myers on the three-pointer. Third three-pointer that Roanoke Catholic has hit in the game. We saw the Colonels use the 3 ball a bunch last night. Haven't made one yet But it is still early. Hand check foul there on Juan Thornhill as he was driving to the basket. I believe this is on number 24, Ross Clark. It is. Fourth team foul on Roanoke Catholic. 5:04 to play here in the half. Subway halftime show to follow this. It's a 19-11 Roanoke Catholic lead. Michi throws it over the top of the defense on the lob pass, inbounding it to Juan Thornhill. Juan will control and set the offense. Roanoke Catholic back in the man-to-man defense now. Nelson Dews has it in the left-hand corner. They'll pass it back out, 10-foot pass to Michi Malbeck. Michi driving, cut off there at the left block, gets it to go with the left hand, and Michi has come down on his ankle, and he is not well. He's going to hop up to his feet, but he's not putting any weight on that left ankle, and he's going to have to come out and get a sub. He can barely make his way off the court right now. Not good news for Colonel fans, as we're